to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 56, breaking down the 450s of Salt Lake City's round 16 of the 17, going into Vegas next week, really hyping things up. I'm Adam, here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Rice-Eccles Stadium. Rice-Eccles. That is the weirdest name I've ever heard. Maybe it was like
New York.
Someone got divorced or something, and then they put the little slash in there. Oh, my name is Rice-Eccles Road. I don't know. Weird name. But not. Oh, it was kind of a weird race too. It was weird, but weird in a good way because just how we want it to end.
Oh, for sure. It just made things so much more interesting for Vegas. Man,
real interesting. Rough track, real rough. Really, really, really rough.
Real rough, massive whoop sections.
Real massive.
Anderson coming with the points lead, trying to close out the championship. He only had to get fourth or better, which we'll get there. Eli Tomac with your fastest lap time for your 450 class. I also wanted to touch up on the whole Chad Reed situation with
real quick, let's go over those qualifying lap times, because you said Eli Tomac had the fastest, and he was more than half a second faster than Marvin Musquin, who was second. Pike was third, Dean Wilson was fourth, Justin Barsha up there fifth, Benny Bloss sixth, and then Jason Anderson was seventh. So he's sitting there in seventh with the fastest lap time, so he had to known, there's a chance he might not wrap it up this week because he needs fourth. He's only seventh fastest, but it really just made it exciting.
As we also heard, he has that altitude problem, so he was trying to spend as little time in Utah. I know he flew in literally the night before or something like that.
Yeah, so he pretty much just skipped press day. So I guess that is, less time on the track for that, and obviously the altitude stuff. Apparently when he flies in late like that, it really doesn't affect him too much. So good move by them. But I noticed that too. Other football players, they will, whenever they play in Denver or something, they'll suffer, or Mexico City, they the ones with altitude problems, they kind of do the same thing. They'll fly in later, and then they'll also be give them either oxygen or something on the sideline, or actually some of them won't even play at all whenever they go to those cities. So serious business, The altitude ain't for everyone, Especially down here, because they had Adam Cincerulo's altitude. It was Port Orange, Florida is 3 feet above sea level. That's us. I think we're something like that too. I want to say 12 feet or something.
Barely making it on top.
Yeah. So, definitely a big difference from the beach to the mountains. But go figure, right? Go figure.
Yeah, beach wins though.
Oh yeah. Though they had a nice day there, 70 degrees, or 80 degrees, my bad, 80 degrees. You can see the snow in the distance, which is kind of trippy,
This makes it beautiful.
Oh man, it's just so scenic, man.
Let's just take a selfie. Let's just take a picture.
Take a picture, send it out in a postcard, make a new, background on your phone, little wallpaper.
For sure.
But Blake Baggett, 8th fastest time, Tyler Bowers 9th, Malcolm Stewart with that 10th, Christian Craig was 11th, and Chad Reed was 12th fastest time. Now, what were you going to say about Chad Reed before I cut you off?
Last podcast, we talked about how Chad Reed made that transitioning from the old Husky to the new Husky, I guess. And it's like a Rockstar Energy Husqvarna edition.
Yeah.
That just came out. So obviously he's able to purchase it now because, he's buying all his bikes and all this stuff. So, and we saw it. We saw it last week. He had a really good finish, I believe. and this week he looks strong as well. So good for Chad.
Yeah, he started that season off with that like ankle injury and stuff. So you have to think he's healing up from those, of course, by round 16.
Yeah, it's amazing that now in round 16 is where he's getting good, but it's also amazing to see how much difference a bike can make.
Yeah, 100%. Because you think about those factory guys, like, are their bikes really that much better? Are they really not that much better?
But they are.
Well, I mean, actually, another person that was talked about was Cody Van Buskirk, who's raced the 250 East Coast.
Yeah.
And he raced a 450 in a couple of these rounds, and apparently that thing's pretty stock. There's not really too much juice on there,
Yeah, but, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like he's finishing like top, 5 though, or top 10. But I guess if you look at all those bikes that are finishing top 5, those are all, big bikes. You don't really see any privateers really making it in those top 5 positions.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, since so Chad made it straight to the main this week. Last week he did the same exact thing. So that bike has to be night and day for him.
Yeah, so that's all. He did have he had some problems we'll talk about later, but he looked good on it. He had some fast times, and the crowd just loved seeing Chad Reed. And they also loved Eli Tomac. They really loved him this week.
Yeah, it's the legend Chad Reed.
Oh, but, my bad. Legend Chad Reed. That's right.
Don't forget. You ready to jump into Heat 1?
Let's jump into Heat 1. Let's jump right in. Blake Baggett seemed he had really good starts this week. The short start, really short start. It was like shorter than like an arena cross.
Yeah, he had a really good weekend, especially after signing that 3-year extension contract with the Rocky Mountain ATV KTM team, also known as Butler Brothers. So yes, he was feeling good for sure that last weekend. Yeah,
and he was followed by Muscan and Malcolm.
Right there.
Yeah. Yep. But Marvin got around Baggett right before that first swoop section and pretty much ran away with it. Malcolm was running third. Subarus was running fourth. Benny Bloss was running fifth. Bloss, he made a pass on Wilson. Or no. He made a pass on Subarus, and then Wilson also passed Subarus. So Subarus kind of like fell back a little bit, and then
he had a little battle
him,
with Chad too.
Yeah, Chad Reed was running 7th. Alex Ray was running 8th, and then Catanzaro right up there running. He was running in the 9th. So Reed also caught Subarus. Took him a couple laps to get around him, but he got him in that first set of whoops. Chad he looked really good through the whoops. Really good.
So solid.
Yeah, just that veteran. He just knows. Just hold it wide open.
And speaking of whoops, yeah, just hold it wide open, tight your legs, and lean back. Speaking of whoops, they were already beat up by this first heat.
Man, they were beat up before, the first 250 heat.
Yeah, by the time the 450 guys came around, the whoop section looked like they've been rode on all day.
It's cool to have, tracks like rough and stuff and beat up, because motocross, like at the end of the day there, it's just ridiculous seeing how deep the ruts are and how they're every single place, how they're everywhere all over the track. But with Supercross, just with all those people sitting so close, I feel like it's more of a courtesy to keep the track watered so everyone doesn't go home covered in, a layer of dirt and dust.
Well, forget about the fans, just to make it nice and able to, be raced on.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care if it's rough and stuff, but it's like, it's on TV and they're kicking up dust everywhere. And yeah, the track obviously isn't as good as it could be if it was watered. So,
yeah, for the riders, man.
Yeah, that's just me. I was disappointed with how the track, just with the water really of the track. I just felt like it was underwatered the entire day. They said that first practice was like a little soupy, but like that's how it has to be, That's how it should have been more soupy. because you really got to get it on there early, let it set in. I know, like, up in Ohio, whenever we would go up to the tracks up there, like, the practices were always awful every single time and they were always so muddy. And they till it up with the tractor and just water the crap out of it. But then the races, time racing comes around, it's perfect, you know?
No dust, nothing. I feel you.
Anyways, Marvin won that race. He led 8 of the 9 laps. Baggett got one of those laps led. Baggett got second. Malcolm Stewart got third, which is awesome. Benny Bloss got fourth, which is awesome. Dean Wilson got fifth. Chad Reed got sixth. Cedric Subaris got passed by everybody, but he still finished 7th. Kyle Cunningham was 8th. And Alex Ray right there in that last position. Cody Van Buskirk just sitting in that 10th position on that 450, riding down with his 250 and his 450, going straight to Vegas. So really privateering it up, sleeping in the van. So that's, another rider out there just grinding it out. Carlin Gardner, who we've seen his name a lot, just he's right there in 11th. AJ Canzaro 12th. Paulie was 13th. They are all going to the LCQ.
Yeah, Jake Weimer also that just making his comeback ended up 14th and going to the LCQ.
That's right. Yeah, that is his first race back. Although he would be a DNS for the LCQ, wasn't able to get going, I guess. Let's jump in to heat number 2. Actually, before this, on the TV broadcast, they were reading all like the like Deegan and Villapoto and Carmichael. They're reading everyone's like tweets about the Muskie and Tomac thing.
Yes,
it was cool to see everyone's difference in opinions.
Yeah, and I want to say they were pretty, either, like it wasn't like, maybe, no. It was either it was a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, like Villapoto thought, like, he's like, yo, it's racing, like, there's money on the line. And Carmichael was like, it's dirty kind of thing.
He's the GOAT.
And that's right. Which one?
Carmichael. And so did McGrath. McGrath also said that it was dirty.
Yeah. Well, Villapoto, man, he said it wasn't dirty, and I'm with Villapoto, for the win. Dude, Villapoto, he was, if you had Carmichael in his best day and Villapoto in his best day, it'd be a good race. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of ginger power up there.
Hey, that's
you
right.
only have one ginger at a time.
Yeah, that would be way too much for one enclosed area. They'd have to do it outdoors for sure.
Or 250 and 450.
Put them both on 252 strokes and race. There we go. So yeah, it was cool to see that. But anyways, so 450 heat 2, Freezy got the whole shot. And right amazing. Before we were talking about like how Freezy used to get the whole shot every time. And yeah, so that's the Freezy I'm used to seeing, where he gets the whole shot and then kind of fades back a little bit. But he did.
That's the Freezy we're used to seeing.
Dude, I thought that was funny because we were just talking about it right before this race, that exact thing, and he did it. Anderson was second, but Pike actually passed him in the whoops. Pike was like super aggressive in this race. Craig was behind them in 4th. Pike passed Freeze in the rhythm section, so that gave him the lead. And then Christian Craig kind of like T-boned Anderson before the finish. Did you catch that?
It was an accidental T-bone.
Yeah, because Anderson like cut down trying to pass Freeze like on the inside, and like Craig was just totally expecting him to just
Well, Craig was on the turn. He was going on the turn.
Yeah. So, yeah, it didn't really matter. No one crashed or anything, but, they were both able to get around Freeze.
Tomac had a couple of problems, too, on the start. He didn't have a really good start at all. He
was way back.
Through the pack. Yeah, he worked himself through the pack. I want to say he started like 9th or 8th or something like that, and he worked himself through the crowd. He had within a lap, he was in 6th place, battled a little bit with Bowers, and he was behind Barsha for a bit. He had no problems passing Craig. And then...
Yeah, he passed Freeze and then Craig.
Then definitely no problem passing Anderson.
Yeah, he actually passed him pretty easy before that first whoop section. It just looked like Anderson pretty much like waved him by. That's pretty. He's like, I'm playing it safe.
He had the blue flag. He was, oh, okay, I'll let you go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anderson looked like he was playing it so safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially with that altitude problem and, the championships on the line.
Yeah. So safe. He was playing it so safe. And we're going to talk about that a little more when we get to the main because...
Yeah, he's just trying to make it to the main and get better than 4th place so he can just clinch his championship here.
Yep, that's right. So the 450 LCQ, dude, I love how this...
Wait.
Say what?
So, Pike, he ended up winning.
Oh, yeah.
Eli Tomac got second. I think if we would have one more lap, he would have got him too because Tomac was flying, dude. He had such good rhythm. He looked really good. And I hate to, say the same thing all the time, but he's in a whole other level. So, Anderson ended up getting 3rd. Craig got 4th. Justin Barsha got 5th. Tyler Bauer got 6th. Justin Brayton got 7th, which it's kind of weird because, Brayton's just gone downhill.
I told you.
The last couple of weeks.
I told you that. I think our thing was Baggett and Brayton, right? Was that our head-to-head?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
for the 4th place in the points. Vince Freeze ended up getting 8th, and then Austin Politetti got 9th. Josh Hill, riding for Cooper Webb, going to the LCQ with Dakota Tedder. And then that's about it. Scott Champion, Henry Miller, Nick Schmid. They'll go to the LCQ.
Yeah, not great for Josh Hill. Having to go to the LCQ on that factory bike, which we were just talking about. But anyway, so this let's jump into the LCQ. I was just gonna say I loved how it started with the spider cam just showing how jacked up that whoop section was. But it's like it is jacked, and it's funny because while they're showing how jacked up the whoop section is, you can see the track worker there just grabbing handfuls of rocks, just getting them off the track.
And it's not even like small rocks; they're like rocks.
Yeah, no, he was pulling the big ones off. He wasn't pulling those little arrowheads off. He was pulling like freaking boulders.
Yeah,
like with both his arms, he held like 5 rocks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that can't be a good for those riders just getting pelted. Like even if you took a ride, like they don't even wear like really chest protectors anymore. So if you just stand someone up against the wall with this helmet and goggles and everything on, and you just like throw a handful of rocks at him, like. If he would let you do that, because that's pretty much what's happening.
Yeah,
they're just getting pelted.
Breezy is the only one out there that's really using a chest protector.
Oh yeah, does he wear it on the outside of his jersey?
Yeah.
I mean, not a
Either
bad
him
move.
Or Bloss.
Not a bad move for this track.
I think I want to say I don't know if I think it's Bloss actually, not Freezy.
Oh,
Bloss,
okay. Yeah, I mean that's. When you're getting pelted with rocks, wear a chest protector.
Yeah, I was talking to Bubba about that, and I was like, dude, that cannot be, cannot feel good. And he was just like, it's racing. So
getting pelted in the face with rocks and the arms and the chest, just
fuck that.
Yeah, but anyways,
this
Jake
LCQ.
Jake Weimer was a DNS we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's another time I think, like, if someone is a DNS, maybe we can, like, pull the next person up or...
Well, you can't do it for the LCQ, though. I know you mentioned it in the last podcast when we did the recap for the 250. If somebody, it's not going to make it for the heat race, then they should definitely let that 43rd guy or whatever it is let him race.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for the heat, though, not for the LCQs.
Why not?
That's because the LCQs. Okay, so the LCQs, these guys already have a heat race on them.
Oh yeah. Okay, you can't. They're all obviously already there. You can't pull someone up to skip the heat race and go to the LCQ. Okay,
exactly.
That makes sense. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know that was stupid. Forget I even said that.
Okay,
stupid.
I forgot already.
All right, good. So anyways, we got this LCQ. Gardner got the whole shot. Like we said, we were talking. He's looked really good through all the rounds we've seen him. He's been always either qualifying in or right there on the edge. So he got the whole shot. He was followed by Tedder and Josh Hill. Josh Hill, obviously on the factory bike, he moved to first place pretty quick. Champion was running fourth, followed by Van Buskirk. Tedder and Carlin Gardner, they like made contact right before the triple, and like Tedder kind of like waved at him in midair to like apologize to him, you know.
Well, they went down on the turn, yeah, and then Van Buskirk took advantage.
That happened right after. Like first, before that even happened, like they came together right before the triple, and he hits the triple, and like Tedder kind of looks over and like raises his hand, like kind of apologized at him. And then Tedder makes a mistake in the whoops, and Gardner goes to pass him and falls like right in front of him, and they both go down.
Yeah, Van Buskirk taking advantage of that.
Oh yeah, he's like, see ya. He moves to second place. Tedder's is able to salvage fourth place, but Hill, and then for the last lap, Hill, he crossed that finish line like right before it hit 0, so he added another lap for everybody. And then it didn't really matter that much.
He definitely tried to cut it, though. He definitely tried to like time it right, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, he definitely just missed it. But it didn't really matter because Henry Miller, he was trying to catch Tedder for that fourth place, but he just misses. So maybe if there was another lap, it might have mattered. But everyone just kind of finished how they were on that last lap with Josh Hill winning, Cody Van Buskirk getting second, Scott Champion getting third, Dakota Tedder getting fourth. Like we said, Henry Miller did not make it. Neither did Paulie or...
like nothing, though.
Yeah. So Catanzaro didn't make it either. Yep. Carno. Those people didn't make it, unfortunately. But it's time for the 450 main, because this is where the drama sets in. So
much shit happened here in this 450 main event.
So much sets in.
Well, yeah, we coming in here, you know, everybody's like, all right, well, Jason Anderson, he needs to come in and he needs to just get a fourth or better place if you know, that's counting that Muskin winning the race.
Right.
So, you know, they're playing it safe and everything. So we thought we were going to have a champion.
Not safe enough, though. Not safe enough.
Definitely not safe enough.
But Baggett got the whole shot. But right behind him, Eli Tomac's foot peg goes into Jason Anderson's front tire and just destroys it.
Is it Eli's or
Yeah,
Pike's?
It's definitely Eli's. I watched the replay.
I looked at it too, and I want to say it was Pike. Whenever Pike almost goes down to in that first turn. If you really look at it, because Eli, I don't see Eli really hitting that front tire like Pike did.
All right, we'll have to put a video up on we will put the video up on our Instagram at MXSX Podcast, and we'll try and get a really good angle on it. But all I know is whenever he lifted his bike back up, like there's just spokes just dripping off of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Baggett got the whole shot, and what were you saying?
Oh, so yeah, so Anderson went down in the first turn, like we just said. You just mentioned Baggett getting that whole shot up front. Yeah, Tomac also had a couple problems.
Yeah, Tomac. Well,
on that start.
So when Anderson got up, he was running and he was in 18th, and Eli, I didn't catch exactly what place he was in because I know it was Baggett, and he was followed by Muskin, Craig, Freeze, Reed was right up there, Brayton, Barsha, Malcolm. They were all up there. Reed kind of went down. We didn't get to see his crash, but it was like kind of in the corner after one of the rhythm sections. It might even been the same place that Eli goes down later in the race, but it didn't seem real serious. But it was early in the race, so obviously it screwed him up. Barsha that moved Barsha to 4th and Brayton to 5th. And yeah, Anderson was running 18th after all this. And then we see Anderson in the pits, and he's just screaming. He's just yelling at the tire man. and there's like a guy with a new front tire, and this like bike stand. He's just yelling, "Hurry up!" Just like at the top of his lungs.
It was the slowest tire swap too.
Dude, actually, like one of the KTM mechanics actually like came in and slid like a stand in and was like really helping him out. So
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's like
maybe he's trying to sabotage the whole thing.
I don't think so, dude. It seemed like the KTM guy was the one who had it together because like.
No, I know. I'm just trying to do controversy.
Yeah. Well, dude, Anderson's mechanic was like fumbling with the tools and stuff, like knocking them all over the place. Like, it definitely wasn't like a NASCAR pit stop. It took him like he went down 2 laps, which I mean, if you can change a front tire in 2 minutes, maybe that's good. But that's a lot of time. When you go down 2 laps, that's a big deal in the Supercross.
Another thing that I did not understand on this whole thing was, why did Wilson stop?
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. Like, why is Wilson in there? Is Wilson in there just to like give him another position or something? I don't like. He didn't. It didn't look like he stopped in the whoops. It was like he looked over, saw Anderson, and then he just like kept going. It was weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what was the whole point of you stopping there? Like, I don't get it.
That's my conspiracy. Is that he wanted to pretty much let Anderson finish in front of him, so he could salvage another point or something. I don't know. It was crazy. I have no idea. I really don't know because it didn't look like he stopped at all. He just like kind of rode through. He like checked on Anderson. "You good, buddy?" "Yeah, I'm good." "All right, let's go." And they were just like boom. And they were out there. Yeah.
Okay, so I got some news on the whole situation with Dean Wilson going into the pits.
Okay.
So as we know, he had a flat tire. Anderson did. So this is so I guess he pulled into the mechanics area to give Anderson his bike or his front tire or whatever, just to help him out. So
so he's going in there as like he's going in there, "Hey, use my bike for parts."
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's badass. That's badass. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Hashtag team tactics.
Hashtag team tactics. That's a good teammate to have right there.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's coming up as news, but who knows what the real intentions are. He says there's also something that says he tried to hold up the leader to slow down the race.
No, he let everyone pass him. Like as soon as they were coming up behind him, he like went up in the turn right before the finish line. You can see it clearly. He definitely pulled off, but that's pretty cool of him to do that. Though he did still finish in front of Anderson, so it's not like he really helped him out that much. But he was willing to, and it's the thought that matters.
I guess, yeah. He could have DNF and give him another point, but whatever. It's just me.
Yeah, well, here's what Dean Wilson put on his Instagram. "Salt Lake was rough. I was running 8th in the main on the 3rd lap until I got cleaned out by another rider. Totally never seen it coming and got blindsided. I dislocated my thumb and popped it back in, but my bike was bent and that's why I pulled into the mechanics area to get it fixed. Came back to 13th. Disappointing weekend. Got MRI on thumb today and nothing is torn, thankfully. Hopefully I will be ready to rock for Vegas. See you there." So, yeah, I guess maybe we'll. I mean, that's probably the most likely scenario, but, yeah, that's the official word. So we'll just stick with that.
Yeah. It was weird. I didn't understand the whole point of him stopping or anything like that, but whatever. It is what it is.
He goes down 2 laps. Anderson goes down 2 laps. Alex Ray, he was up there, but he's out. We didn't see any replays or anything. What happened to him? But he goes 2 laps down, so it's like Anderson's just trying to pass as many people as he can.
He's trying to catch up 2 laps before he can even pass.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone. Exactly. And
I wonder how those guys felt though whenever they saw that 21 coming. They're like, "Oh, okay, blue flag already. Damn."
Yeah, exactly. Musquin. So Musquin was winning. It didn't take him, real long to get around Baggett, but Musquin was just absolutely killing it. He was followed by Baggett. Craig was running 3rd. Barsha was running 4th, and then Tomac was in 5th. Brayton behind him, Pike, Freeze, Bauer, Reed. So Reed, he actually didn't lose too much time from his little fall. He was running strong still. So Tomac battled with Justin Barcia for fourth, and it took him a little bit to get around him, but he got him in that second set of whoops, just skimming the crap out of the top of him.
Yes.
Tomac, he passed Craig over the finish line after flying through that second set of whoops. So it seems like he was just dominating that second set of whoops. That's where he was catching everybody.
Everyone's so excited too. Like every time you see Tomac making a pass, you can just hear the crowd go nuts, just crazy, because everybody's out there to see this, Musquin Tomac situation.
That's right. So now Tomac is in third, and he catches Baggett, and he's like, I got to get around Baggett, and then it's just Musquin in front of him. But
Baggett, and he passes Baggett.
Kind of. He was gonna pass him, but right when that was happening, he just he went down. He it looked like he clipped a tough block at the end of that rhythm section. He was on the inside edge, but he actually
right before that split.
Yeah, but on the replay, he didn't even touch the tough block. He just caught a really weird edge and just went down. He got up pretty fast, but there was 7 minutes plus a lap left to go at this point, and it took him to a minute till there was a minute and 15 seconds left plus a lap. That's when he was able to pass Baggett again before the first set of whoops. So it took him 6 minutes after he went down to catch Baggett again. So you have to think, if he wouldn't have gone down there, we would have for sure seen Musquin and Tomac battling it out.
Definitely.
He was 9 seconds behind Musquin whenever Musquin crossed that checkered flag. First place. So all the
he ended up 6 seconds actually, not 9.
Yeah. Okay, so he was 9 seconds ahead when there was a minute left. So he was able to knock 3 seconds off of that. So,
and that's crazy with a lap in one lap.
Yeah, with a minute and a lap, so 2 laps pretty much.
Yeah, he knocked 3 seconds off the gap in between. And he that's what I'm saying. I just hate to be, to sound and do the same thing, but he's just so good, man.
All right, so if you look at Marvin Musquin's, his best time in this race was a 48.4. And Eli's best time in this race was a 48.6. So we haven't given Marvin enough credit, but
Baggett with a 48.8 also.
Yeah, Baggett was right. Yeah, Baggett was real close behind them. The lap times, besides Barcia, who had a better lap time than Craig, that's kind of where everyone finished with those lap times. So,
like you said, we don't give enough credit to the Frenchie. He did look really good in this race. He looked like he was going to be aggressive. He looked like he was going to be, he was on his race. And he did exactly what he had to do to keep fighting for this championship. He won his heat. He got up front. He won the main, not worry about Anderson at all. And everything just worked out in his favor this time for sure.
Yeah. Anderson finishing back in 17th place. He was able to salvage 6 points. So definitely going to Vegas, which excites me. I know it excites you. I'm sure it excites most of the fans.
Yep. 14 points, I believe, in between them.
Let's see. So Jason Anderson has 338 and Marvin Musquin has 324. So 14 points. That's the same with the 250s too. 14 points, right?
Yes, for the West Coast.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. That's sick.
Yes. So we're definitely going to expect a hell of a race. And now
it's still leaning in Anderson's favor, but there's a chance, if another mistake like that happens, Marvin could win this whole thing after Anderson led it for so long.
And after not racing the second round in Houston, too.
Right.
And having a crappy third round. So, yeah, I mean, Musquin, he did what he had to do last weekend. Like I said, he won. He ended up, winning, and then Anderson ended up having that mistake. So anything can happen in Vegas. Eli with his best effort, but it wasn't enough. And then, like you just mentioned, Anderson salvaged 6 points.
Yeah, so here, let's run through the rest of these results. Yeah, so Tomac got second, Marvin won, Tomac got second, Baggett got third, Christian Craig, fourth place for him, which is awesome, really good run for him. Justin Barshop, top 5. Can't be too upset, but I thought he could do better. Justin Brayton getting that 6th place, not doing as good as Baggett, who got 3rd, so cha-ching for me on that.
Yeah, and that also put some 264 points apiece for the
Yep.
4th place finish in the.
Oh, they're tied. They are
in the
tied
points
up
yeah.
for 4th place. So that's more exciting too. Them too. There's some really close points battles happening at the same time as the lead. Weston Pike got 7th. Benny Bloss got 8th. Vince Freezy got 9th. Tyler Bowers got 10th. And Chad Reed 11th. He needs more top 10 finishes for that streak he's got going, as well as the main event starts, which I think is up to like 236. So yeah, that's so close for him. Kyle Cunningham got 12th. Dean Wilson got 13th. Malcolm Stewart got 14th. Cedric Subaris got 15th. Josh Hill got 16th. Not great for him. Not as good. I think everyone kind of thought he would be doing better than that. Anderson, though, 17th. Austin Politelli, 18th. Cody Van Buskirk, 19th. Scott Champion, 20th. Dakota Tedder, 21st. Alex Ray, 22nd. He had problems in that race. I don't know if it was like an injury or a mechanical problem, but he hasn't said anything on his Twitter or Instagram, that is. So we'll have to keep our eyes out, see what happens with that. But it is definitely super exciting now going into this last round of Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super, super stoked because something's going to happen between Tomac and Muskin. Like, he's just going to sabotage that championship for him now.
Oh, man. Who is Tomac is?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's like, yo, he's going to have it in the back of his mind. Like,
oh, yeah, he couldn't do it in Utah. He's definitely doing it in
Vegas, baby.
In Vegas. Yeah, well, and if things did happen, like you said, he did, he get the spokes of Anderson, then, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy close to this whole championship, and we're going to be able to see it this weekend with the showdown also for the 250 East-West
shootout. Awesome. That's it was a good round. If those points weren't as in play as they are now with the championship being next week, I don't know if it would have been as exciting, but it definitely was exciting. I was like yelling at the TV like, oh my God.
I know, me too.
So that was pretty cool. Is there anything else you want to add to this one?
No, like always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for giving us those reviews on iTunes, and that's it, for spreading the word, and we'll see you guys for Vegas.
That's right. Follow us at MXSX Podcast on Instagram. Peace.